Hey everyone, this is Pam Sterling with the Outrageous Joy Raw Food Adventure, and I want to welcome you to my kitchen. You know what, today we're doing something that's super simple, super easy, super delicious, and super gorgeous, and it is the flourless chocolate cake. You'll see it is probably one of the easiest things we'll ever make together. So here we go. We're just going to start with 1.5 cups of walnuts. We're going to throw those in the food processor, and we're going to add just a little bit of salt. I like to use Celtic sea salt. I just put like a little dash in there. And then we want to just grind this up until it's kind of a flour consistency. So we want to give it a good grind. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so it's super fine at this point. Not quite a flour, but very fine. So then what we're going to do is we're going to add just 1/3 cup of cocoa. This is unsweetened cocoa. Now what I like to use is Green and Black's Organic. If you can't find raw, or it's, you can also order it online if you want to, but if you can't find that, organic Green and Black's is something that I like to use. So we're going to just toss that in there. And then we're going to add in 10 medjool dates. Now, medjool, spelled M-E-D-J-O-O-L, there's lots of different kinds of dates I've learned. And medjool dates I like to use because they're big and they're very soft and they're very sweet. And so if you can't find medjool dates and you need to use another kind of date, a smaller date, you might need to add a few more, add a little bit of agave or something like that to sweeten it up a little bit. Medjool dates you also typically find in the produce department rather than like the package dates. So look in the produce department if you haven't used medjool dates before. So we're going to throw 10 of those. I've already chopped them up a little bit. We're going to throw in a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of water, and this is just to give it a little bit of moisture so that it'll kind of stick together a little bit. Alright, and that's our ingredients. Super simple, like I said. And then we're just going to blend this up until it kind of starts sticking together and kind of forming a ball. So here we go. Now I just want to push the sides of this down a little bit. It's starting to definitely stick together. Now if it's feeling a little dry to you, which this is to me, I'm going to just add another teaspoon of water in there. Not much, don't overdo it because it can get kind of too soft pretty quickly. So here we go. Now it's starting to coagulate and kind of come together a little bit more. And I'm just going to give it a test here. Seems a little bit dry to me. I might have had a few more extra walnuts. I kind of used the rest that I had, so I might have done a few more than 1.5 cups. So now you can kind of see the process that it's kind of coming together a little bit. So then what we're going to do is once it kind of comes together like that, is we're going to take it and now we're ready to take it out onto our plate. And it's just going to, we want to put it into a ball because we're going to form it into the shape of our little cake. So you just start forming it all around, and I like to make it about 1/2 inch thick, and then about the span of 5 inches was about from your thumb to your middle finger, like that. You're just going to keep kind of working it until you can kind of make it into a round. And everybody's going to have their own little technique. This is a great one for kids too. It's so simple and they can kind of get their hands in there and kind of play with it and work with it a little bit. Now usually what you're going to want to do is let this sit in the fridge for a couple of hours before you serve it, just to let it chill up and kind of come all together. And then you just slice it into wedges, kind of like pie wedges or cake pieces when you serve it. But let me show you how I serve it. This will last for probably 3 days in the fridge as well. So then what I like to do is serve it with raspberries. It's really good with raspberries. In the summertime you could also serve it maybe with some strawberries and maybe some sliced oranges or something like that, because orange always goes really nicely with chocolate as well. If you have fresh raspberries, fantastic, even better. I don't this time of year, so I've just defrosted some frozen raspberries, and then what I'm going to do is just top this with those frozen raspberries. And you'll see it just popping and becoming beautiful here. There we go. You don't want to put the raspberries, if you're using frozen raspberries, you don't want to put them on too far ahead of time, because the juice can kind of seep down in there. In fact, you might even want to just cut the pieces and then put the raspberry on top, which would be fabulous as well. But there you go. That is a flourless chocolate cake topped with raspberries. I hope you enjoy, everybody. Give it a try and let me know what you think. And until next time, be well.